Bzzzt.
Okay. Into. I ate that sandwich. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Nick, and this is Mike.
Hey guys,
And we are doing a video.
this is Pearl.
Yep, this is Pearl right here, the dog. Sable Merle, Tri-Phantom, Mini Golden Doodle. But in today's video, we are going to be doing the age gap relationships, challenges, and triumphs. This has been like a requested video. Get Mike on the show. Get Mike. We want to hear from Mike. We all want to hear from Mike. Tell us more about Mike. So we did some in the vlogs, our traveling vlogs when we went all over, but the people really want to hear from you.
I hate to disappoint them, but I'm just a normal guy.
So I don't think you're normal. I think you're very amazing.
That's questionable.
So we're going to jump into the challenges and the triumphs. So first we're going to start with the challenges of age gap relationships. So before we even started dating, what would you say were the challenges when it came to like, okay, I really want to go out with this guy? Like, what were the challenges you were thinking about?
Well, I mean, I obviously had never dated anybody who was significantly younger than me, or was in a totally different stage of their life than I was. So that was always the most difficult thing, for sure.
What would you say about like your family's thoughts about it?
Well, my family didn't know until after we started dating. So once we started dating, then yeah, I got all kinds of negative comments, and it put a lot of pressure on me, and it put a lot of pressure on our relationship because I was getting a lot of pushback for not only for the age gap, but for some of Nick's history. And yeah, I mean, I still have some family members that are not happy.
So when he's talking about my history, he's talking about being in recovery and from the drug addiction.
Right.
And so then he broke up with me.
Because of all of the pressure I was getting, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say there was pressure from your mom and dad, or the kids, or who was it?
Kids was not a problem whatsoever. No, it was mostly the parents and other family members. I have an aunt and uncle who are very influential, and they were very difficult. My brother and sister-in-law were difficult. So yeah, kids they were not an issue at all. The ex-wife wasn't even an issue.
Yeah, that's true. We had a very interesting dinner with his brother and sister-in-law, and it was I kind of noticed that there was some didn't feel very welcoming, but it's gotten a lot better since then. That's for sure. So moving on, one of the biggest challenges I think for me with the age gap relationship thing is coming into an already established family. I remember in the beginning it was difficult because I was so focused on just like myself and like, okay, I go to work, perfect example, I go to work and then I figure out what I want to eat, right? And I still work on that to this day. Like, he's already thinking about like, okay, well, when the kids get out of school, what are we going to make them for dinner? And he's taking stuff out of the freezer in the morning. I would leave work, go pick something up, just grab food for me, and then that was it. But when I came into the family dynamic, it was very...
Well, do they even know my family dynamic? Do they know?
I don't even know. I mean, they know you. I think you have kids.
Well, I mean, obviously I do. I have two ex-wives, and I have 3 kids, 3 almost all adult kids. The youngest one is 18. But they're all still very active, and they're all still here in my life. And the youngest one is living with us now, and the middle one just left for the Air Force a couple of months ago. So that's kind of my family dynamic.
Yeah, so coming into that when the two kids were here and, just not having to think about myself. Like, obviously, we didn't have kids together, so he already has been a dad and figured all that out a long time ago.
Well, we should mention my ex-wife. I'm still very close with her. We're friends. Nick's friends with her.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
lives just a couple blocks away. So we had an arrangement with the kids that every Friday they would switch. So basically, they would be with me for a week and then with her for a week. And they both have cars. They're both driving. They both have their own rooms in each house. So it was a very fluid situation. It wasn't necessarily every Friday we would switch. That was what the divorce agreement says. But they came and got, all hours of the night. You never know. Someone would just walk in the door and it'd be one of the kids just looking for a belt they forgot, or they liked the popcorn that I had in the closet, or something like that. So they were always in and out of the house.
Yeah. But it was very difficult for me planning not for myself. So I guess that's where I was.
The structure, whereas you were very unstructured.
Yeah, and it was just more of a selfish thing, I think, because that's all I ever had to worry about. The next thing that would be a challenge is, I think, like work, right? So his work is more free. My work is more like of a somewhat set schedule as a business owner and a new business owner. And we're at two different time points.
Yeah, I'm an independent contractor and a business owner myself. I worked my ass off for many years, and now I'm not working as hard as I used to. I have other people that do most of the work for me. So it was hard because, what was nice because it enabled me to be here when he had his days off. I didn't have to go to work like right now. But it was hard on him because he had to be at work at certain days and couldn't be participating in some of the things that we had going on.
Yeah, and then I think my job is big for the weekends, so he's normally off on the weekends. So it's just been a process of trying to figure out okay, how do we work this situation out to where I can work every other weekend, and then I'm in my 30s, he's 60, he wants to enjoy his time. I'm also trying to build a career so that I'm not screwed, later on. So I feel like navigating a work-life balance has been kind of a little bit of a challenge. And I do wonder any other age gap couples out there like John and Brian. I know John works and he's a doctor now or something, and Brian is still working kind of full time. So it's probably easier in that aspect. But for us, maybe both being business owners, and I'm just 30 years behind and starting out. So that's one thing. Another one, I have the notes written down here, would be money. So this is a big, big topic I feel like for age gap relationships. And we're actually going to a therapist or a counselor. And we discuss all this stuff. We were going once a week, and it was also about my addiction and recovery, so he could understand more and not feel as overwhelmed or just what
to do.
Yeah.
How to act.
Yeah, exactly. And the big thing for money is I want to be able to pitch in 50%. And I know a lot of people on here probably don't believe that, or in age gap relationships, you generally think the older person takes care of the younger person, and that the younger person's a gold digger because there's no way that a younger person could possibly be attracted to an older person. I don't know. You just get that whole stigmatism. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. So a big thing is trying to figure out, okay, well, I don't make as much as he does. I can't afford everything to do 50-50, but I want to try my best to split as much as I can 50-50. And so that was a challenge. It still is kind of a challenge.
It bothers him more than it bothers me. I mean, from my perspective, I understand he doesn't make the money I do. But as long as he's trying his best to contribute, and he contribute what he can, and I never have to ask for it, I'm totally fine with it. And I just want him to feel comfortable with it. So
yeah, and I mean, I feel good about it. I just wish that, I don't know what it is. I mean, even straight people, like we talked about, like someone in the relationship's making more money. That's not the problem. I feel like it comes down to, like, perfect example, we planned for this trip, you know, to go to Cambodia and Thailand and do all that. And it's like, I can do it if I prepare myself long enough. But I don't know, I just feel like it puts more pressure on me, and me needing to be able to come up with half of it right away, or be able to, like, just split everything 50-50. And I think a lot of it is just, I don't want people to judge me. Or
No, I mean, I would wake up in the morning to be a stack of bills on the counter and it said for the vacation. So, you know, like I said before, as long as there was some sort of effort made,
yeah,
you know, I don't expect 50-50 because I like things, you know, I don't want to fly in the back of the plane. Sorry.
no, it
You
makes
know,
sense.
and so
yeah.
I don't expect you to be able to pay for that. But at the same time, as long as you're making an effort, and, you know, when we go out to dinner, you're always throwing money at me, even though for me it's a write-off, but for you, you're always putting half in cash, which it just works out great.
Yeah.
So it's more of a perception problem from your perspective, I think, than it is an actual problem in our relationship.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
I'm working on it. You know what I mean, guys? We're working on it here. We're not perfect. We're trying our best. But I would say those are, like, the biggest challenges that we have. I think time, money, me integrating to the family, which that's not, like, really a problem, but it was an issue, I feel like. Work-life balance from two people in totally different generations, or not generations, but, like, just times in their life. Like, how do you balance that out? And then initial thoughts from the family, that was tough. And then let's talk about some challenges when we were traveling that we came across in other countries. Like, every time we went to a hotel, or at least twice, I think once in Bangkok, and then the other one.
well, when we got to Istanbul, we checked into the room and they put us in 2 separate beds because when I went back to ask him, you know, I said, we had reservations for a king. And he said, oh, I thought it was a mistake. So I gave you the 2 separate beds because I thought you were father and son.
Yep. So, like, we ran into that. And then
But then I had to say to him, oh, no, we're not father and son. We want 1 bed. And then, of course, the eyes get really wide. And
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I did not know, you know. And, of course, the customs over there are a little bit different than they are here. So I think it was more of a shock for him as well.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to say.
Now, Bangkok, it was fine. Remember, they were like, oh, you're father and son, or do you want 2 beds?
Yeah, everybody asks.
And we're like, no, we don't. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, and they were just, like, as sweet as could be about it, you know, but it was just like,
well, yeah, everybody assumes I'm the father and he's my son.
yeah.
And we were working out one day and one of the girls at the gym said, oh, all you do, Mike, is cut and paste your kids. And I didn't understand what she meant. And then she looked at him and she goes, he looks just like you. I said, oh, that's not my kid. You know, so those are the kind of situations we run into daily, basically.
Yeah, that is true. We do run into that a lot. That was really funny.
Sometimes it's fun to play with them, though, too, because sometimes we just go along with it. And sometimes, you know, we just both hold our hands up with our matching rings and
Like, see?
and
My
they're like,
partner.
oh, I get it now, you know.
My partner. Like, no, my business? No, your business partner? No, like, my partner. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Or like the lady at the car dealership, when I told her, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, you don't have to feel bad about it, you know? But I guess that's just what people naturally, you know, think. So age gap relationship triumphs. So that would be like good things with our relationship. I would say the love is pretty strong. But
I don't think that's because of the age gap. I just think it's because you're you and I'm me, and just we fit well together. I mean, I don't look at you as 30 years younger than me at all. I don't even think of that anymore.
And you probably don't feel 60.
I don't feel 60, and I hope everybody's going to make comments that I don't look 60 either. So
there's going to be some bad comments.
But I work hard at trying to stay young.
Yeah, I guess the the triumphs for the age gap relationship would be normal triumphs in any happy, healthy relationship. So I mean, okay. So sorry guys, we got interrupted because the people are here fixing the AC. He's like, hello? Anybody there? They're like, we're shooting a video. But didn't want to say that like out loud. Anyway, so we were talking about the yin and the yang, which is a positive in the age gap relationship. And just, I think relationships in general. You have your strengths, I have my strengths.
Yeah, I drive fast, he drives slow.
Surprisingly, that's actually true.
Yep.
He's more aggressive, he honks at people.
Get out of my way. All these old people in Florida.
He tells them what what he's thinking. You're still nice about it, but you're just more like direct, assertive, aggressive. And I think that has to do with the real estate career maybe too, or just your personality. I don't know. I'm more like, or age, and just like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm just telling them how I feel.
I don't give a shit anymore.
I'm just more like nice, charming, loving, all those.
Don't make it sound so good.
I know. But seriously, yeah, I'm more like a go with the flow type of personality, especially like when we were traveling and we were planning for the traveling. Mike's like, okay, well, we got to have this planned and we got to have this and we got to know we're going here. And I'm more like, well, let's just get there and figure it out. But I think you need that. You need kind of both of that in a relationship, I feel like. Just because if we didn't have it planned out, then we would have been just stuck, probably.
Sitting at the hotel every day.
That's true. But it works out. It works out pretty well. I think another positive about the age gap relationship would be experience. And maybe this is more of like a benefit for the younger person or for me, but like you obviously have been through more life experiences than I have. And, helping like direct in, whether it's like business or finances or whatever it may be, purchasing a vehicle, whatever, you're not going to, you're not going to want to let your lover.
Well, I'm going to help you make good decisions, at least that I think are good decisions.
Yeah. And from what you learned. And then maybe my experience would be bringing the, bringing the social media into it. No, I don't know. I feel like I bring a more positive outlook. What would you say?
Well, I think you've helped us make more friends because you can easily just go up to talk to anybody about anything. Bring them into the fold.
Yeah, that's true. I actually am. Like, you guys, me on camera right now, I'm really like this in real life.
Yeah, if there's a moment of silence in a conversation, whether it's at the dinner table or with friends or whatever, he has to chime in by saying, so how was everybody's day?
I can't stand this.
He does not like silence, so he starts asking questions just so people start talking.
Even when we were in Mexico, we were with like 6 or 7, no, it was probably like 6 or 8 of us, right? And it was my first like real gay trip with a whole bunch of gay guys. And we were like at dinner, and it was dead quiet. And they were all drinking, so they were like comfortable just like sitting there. And I'm like sober as can be. And I'm like, why is nobody talking? This is so weird. So I start asking questions like, how was your guys' day? What are you planning for? Not getting a lot of feedback. I'm like, do you guys believe in ghosts? Do you think mermaids are real? Like I'm just like throwing stuff out there because it's like, come on, But yeah, I appreciate that. I would say maybe for the social aspect, for sure. And then just keeping him young, right?
Right. So we joined a kickball league, and guess who got hurt on the first day? Not me.
It was only because I kicked the ball over the fence the first time, home run, no problem. Second time, I got to second base. Third time, I was like, I'm really going to kick this thing hard. And I felt something pop in my leg, and it was the worst experience. The coach was like, Ron, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying, I can't. That was really funny. So yeah, I guess all the triumphs or the positive things about age gap relationships would be as like anything positive or triumphs in a normal relationship. You know, it's just the only thing that's separating us is a number. But I feel that our love, the connection, spending time together, you know, everything we do, like I enjoy doing that with you.
And you've been getting a lot more gray hairs lately, so it does help me feel a little bit better about it.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Can you guys see them? Is there gray? It's not that much. I'm thinking I'm gonna look like George Clooney.
Like me.
Yeah, just like you. Yeah. Perfect. Well, what else do we want to say? I mean, that's basically everything I can think of right now. You have anything you want to say to the viewers?
No. I can't think of anything.
Nothing.
Now, I knew you were going to put me on the spot like this. So no, I really don't have anything to say. Just anxious to see how this all turns out. Anxious for you to get your channel and your followers, you know, as time goes on, you know, to be even more successful than you are now.
Thank you, love.
Yep.
Well, that is going to be it for the episode. I just want to let you guys know we did start a membership or members. We're going to be doing member-only live chats. We have noticed that there has been a lot of, I went live the other night and there was a ton of people in there, and just a lot of people that were, I think, just spamming and, you know, saying negative things. And so I want to have a members-only like live chat once a week and just be able to like communicate and meet you guys and talk with you and build that relationship with you. So definitely check that out. And
I want to mention the hurricane. Not that we're going to have any problems here really, but it could cause a delay in another.
That's true. We do have a hurricane coming. If you guys haven't noticed on the news, we're in Southwest Florida, and hopefully we'll have Wi-Fi and power, and we don't get a storm surge. Obviously, I'm in the boating business, so this could be really bad if it took a turn, but let's just hope and pray that it does not. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I love you guys. Check out the members only. Check out the other videos. Like, dislike, subscribe. We appreciate the love and support. And
tell me how good I look young, or how young I look.
Yeah, comment down below and tell Mike how old he looks and how grateful he should be to have me in his life. But we love you guys. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Peace.